straight off the bat. I haven't done any warm-up or any previous drawing exercises before this setup. So coming in and just doing whatever feels good. I've got a cylindrical shape at the moment forming. And it's still very open air of what it might turn into. So don't set your goals too rigid when you're just cruising through. But you want to find out where it's leading you. Possibly a quadruped. Maybe it's got some sort of big old head, long neck. Maybe it's looking up. That's why it's got that stretch there. There we go. So when I first started, about a couple minutes ago, I didn't have any point of reference or idea of where this was going to lead. But now, I'm about 2 minutes in and I've already got 1, 2, 3 reference points that I'm going to go and dive into. So this is going to be some sort of leg. This is also going to be some sort of leg. Of course, you've got the stomach there too. And the head. Let's make it almost deer shaped. Greetings, greetings. So the ear is going to be almost like a fennec fox. I don't know if you've seen those giant ears, but they're pretty awesome. And you can kind of see where how it's going to unravel from here. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see where this goes, right? And this is where you get your, this is where your own creative touch can get thrown into it. Little big wispy tail, or for the feet, they don't have to be hooves. They can be splayed. Almost like a hand, a tripod thing. Right? It doesn't have to be so rigid with how we construct things. Yeah, we're still going by normal rules, like keeping it a cylinder and that sort of thing. If you're into that sort of pacing, but just loosen it up and throw around different ideas. Maybe the back foot has a higher entry point on the side foot, And it looks like it's dancing almost. Like prancing through. It's a very proud looking animal. We'll go over this and neaten it up. But right now I just want to get a grasp of the atmospheric perspective of the whole, what's going on. and you know what, I'm just gonna leave this one here and move on to the next one. Bit of a warm up, you know what I mean? Now we're gonna go into something that's a little bit different. And this is a different style, right? Completely different style. Just going in bold lines. If you're having trouble just getting something down on the paper, this is a really great, warm-up tool. Finding lines that intersect with other ones can help you if you enjoy it, of course. Because then you can also, once you start doing this, you can start playing with different shapes, turning it into almost like a cone here, or a pyramid, and then circle it off. Might even have something cut straight through here. It's almost like industrial design on acid. Right, you're not being super crazy on where you're putting the lines and making it completely exact with the measurement. But you're still just having fun with shapes, and this really gives you an idea of how shapes connect with other shapes and that kind of thing. Finding, it doesn't have to be this style as well. Finding just different, like the scribbling, just finding different, very free techniques that don't require that much effort or thought about what you're doing. Just helps you get into the groove a little bit, feel the shapes and hand-eye coordination a little bit. Not being too rigid on what goes where. And then I might go back to the other drawing and go over it with a fine-tooth comb, I guess. But here you can see it starts to take shape. Got almost the concept down of how big it's going to be. And it doesn't take much to start either. The great thing about drawing is that the only thing you need is pen and paper. And sometimes you don't even need pen and paper. You just use the sand at the beach, or anything that your heart desires. I'm sure you can get it done. And bit of flash right here. If you're into tattooing or that kind of stuff, this is a very, very fun way to get little flash designs down. Just like geometric, playing with geometry and different shapes. I might even connect this and throw a little thing down here. shading to make it look a bit more poppy, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go back to this guy, divorce thing. Because I feel a little bit more warmed up, the ink's flowing well. So I'm just going to throw down some harder lines and see where it goes. Super basic design, this one. I'm not going super crazy on the detail, I just wanted a bit of a silhouette so you get the idea of how quickly you can get ideas down and move on to other stuff. Because I don't think we're going to be sticking with this one. Well, that was kind of cool. Oh, need to do. There we go. I could go back in that shading and stuff, but I'm not super keen on this one. So I'm just gonna keep moving along. I did some gesture work earlier yesterday. I'm gonna throw some gesture in for fun. So, as gesture is, you start off with a gesture. I don't know if that's coming up all that well, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway. And this is gonna be probably the torso here. I'm not super strict with the body positioning just yet, but I'm just gonna roll with the punches and see where it takes me. And don't worry if you throw any hard lines down. The great thing about it is that you can erase it after. So we're going to do a similar gesture to the one on the other page that I just showed you, just to see how little time it really takes to do a little person running. I'm going to make it a female. Don't go too overboard with the highlights here. It'll determine itself what the rate, like the sizing and the anatomy is going to be. You don't, you get a choice, but you don't really get a choice in the anatomy of the person. You kind of just have to put down a few lines and see where it goes. This is going to be the shoulder joint here, connecting to the clavicle. I mean, it is a good idea to, I don't know a lot of anatomy, but I know basic checkpoints, I guess, just shoulder. And then I'm going to go to the elbow. And then the elbow, of course, is going to be the forearm. And the hand. Great. And that's pretty much it for that arm. You can go over it as much or as little as you want. Try and make, for women, the chest come in where the breast starts as well. So the breast is going to actually go over this, depending on the drawing, of course, but since this is going to be in a stretched position, this is going to be in contraction, this is going to be showing. And then, of course, we have the lats behind and the rib cage here. She's going to be on a bit of an arched position. So we're going to have a bit of the sag of the gravity is going to be over this side. So we're going to make this stretched and this wrinkled This also doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand. If you just kind of watch dances or motion or different things, you get a bit of an idea of how the body moves, and if you look at yourself as well, you know, you get to see different positions that your body goes into. I mean, this isn't going to be the most precise or anything, but it's just a quick little sketch. And same thing here, we're going to have a little bit of shadow under the armpit where the lat connects to the shoulder and under the chest, because the chest actually connects over the lats. So you won't be having the lats coming through, connects over and under where almost like where the bicep is, and under is the tricep here. So yeah, got the shoulder on top. That's going to be in a stretched position too. And since it's going to be further away, it's going to be a little bit smaller than the arm at the front. It's almost like reaching back, and this one's reaching forward. I'm not super keen on this head position, but I roll with it anyway. I think maybe I did the... oh, that's not too bad. Maybe she's looking this way. Like the Loomis method. Kind of looking down a little bit, so it's going to have a bit more of a stretch here. And like, yeah, just follow a couple. You know, like I'm not here to teach theory. I'm here to just give you a bit of inspiration. Find a couple techniques that work and just work at them. Like you're not going to get better by just studying theory. Like you will get the information, but your body won't. So you need the two connection. You need the practical and theoretical, and then you get progress. And it's, you breathe in the theory and you breathe out the practice, if that makes sense to anyone. You're gonna have times where you breathe in, you're gonna have times where you breathe out. It's good to, you know, knock it down on some theory, but if you're not practicing and you're not doing the thing, you don't even have to be practicing. Practicing is like you're not playing. It's like musicians. Billy Button. If musicians don't play, then they're not gonna get better. I don't know how else to put this. Strange train of thought, but yeah, you know what I mean. The skills begin to rust if you don't put them into action, and that's okay if you're moving on from your skill that you're trying to develop. But if you are trying to develop that skill, it's, you know, sit down, put 5 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes on the clock. You can scale down any skill to 2 minutes, whether it's learning a language or drawing or reading. You can study anything if you scale it down to 2 minutes. Make it bite-sized. And it's also going to make it more approachable. process because you're not putting too much on your plate. Make the thing bite-sizable. I didn't plan on drawing for 20 minutes. I just planned on whipping up a few fun sketches talking about how I was a little bit going against the friction of drawing today. I didn't really want to, but you know, you sit down and it's better than whatever else I had planned. And yeah, I'm gonna learn a new skill or develop a new skill. Or yeah, it is a lot harder to talk and draw at the same time. And I don't think that's real ligament connection. I don't think. I think I just made that up right there. So, I've been drawing too many creatures. I started making up ligaments. There we go. That's a bit more. I draw so many aliens and fucking wizards and shit. Dragons and bulls. But I just start making up different anatomy structures that make sense because it's not a real character, but it comes back to the basics of people. It doesn't help. Well, it helps, but when you start making up your own nonsense, we got the ribcage there. I'll actually widen the hip a little bit. You don't have to show the ribcage, but this person seems to be quite lean. I'm not going to go into drawing facial structure. I'll leave that for another one because that's something I also need to work on. So we can work on that one together. But I feel like I got an alright grasp on gesture. It's definitely not. And we're back. Oh, we had people from Austria. That's kind of cool. What else was going on? Not that much. Oh, cool. Back on. So I'm gonna add some shading to this. Make it stand out a little bit. Right now, blends into the background. Technical difficulties. Anyway, I do another coat of a similar direction. Not the same one. You can do the same one, but when you go against, then it starts to highlight the areas that the other direction didn't fill. Keeping it fairly light, rotate the book again, same thing. Like a colouring in book. Except you drew the thing. it's good to do a few, but as many as you see fit, really. And just go back over the highlights. Make sure you don't lose the overall feel of the drawing, of course. Don't go too crazy on it. Yeah. And just enjoy the process, really. I like figure drawing because it's very, I don't know, it's just fun to see what arises. I'll probably go for another few minutes. Make it a fairly short but sweet. I don't want to go over 30 minutes for my streams, and my reasoning for that is because it doesn't take more than 30 minutes to get much on the page. You can do a lot in 30 minutes if you just do the work, but you got to be willing to do the work. Which can be confronting, but push through the friction and pick up the pen. Just do the thing. Don't have to make it something that is game changing, or it'd be great if it was. Create some new cure or invent a machine. I don't know where this train of thought's going, but I think you get the idea. If you enjoyed, let me know. I'm going to be trying to do this more often. Get into a groove of essentially just live streaming my little study sessions and practice sessions as well. Just having fun with the paper. Because it's not all going to be study and practice and boring routine, but yeah, I'm going to get into a better habit, I think. Yeah, that's about it.